Hello everybody, Toxic here. What I wanted to do today, we're going to watch a video on Evil Dead, one of the games I had the other day, which I think is kind of instructive on some of the strategies for Necromancer, and hopefully this helps you, and we'll go through my thought process as we had the match, and kind of, I think the moral of this story is not to give up no matter how the match is looking. So without further ado, I don't want to make the intro too long, so we will go ahead and get started.
We are those that dwell in the dark bowers of man's domain.
Okay, so kind of explain what I'm doing here as she's talking, just interrupt. I'm going to start trapping around just kind of, you know, just random places just to build up that threat level. I'm going to make my way over to one of the objectives just because we're going to have to trap that anyway. I don't know where they are. I could go on a wild goose chase. There's no telling if I'm going to find them. So why not trap a place I know they're going to be? It makes sense to me why you would do that. So we're going to go to the pages first. They're closer. You know, I'll go to the closer objective. Note one thing, if you trap chests in trees, that gives you more threat level than if you are to trap just regular traps. So always go for those chests and trees if you see them. Definitely worth it to do. Now I'm threat level 1 at this point. I've switched my strategy a little bit because I used to do demon vision so I could find them easier. I found that that wasn't really that helpful, and it didn't set me up, kind of set that ball rolling. So I started investing in traps at level 1 just because that makes the traps cheaper and I can set more of them. My shirt's wrinkly. I should have ironed it. I'm trying to be presentable for the video. There's a chest right there, so I'm definitely going to trap that. Might as well trap that while I'm at it. And notice that almost gave me half a level there. So now what I'm doing, second part, is I am heading toward the other objective, because if you think about it, at the end game there's going to be one objective, there's going to be another. They're going to have to make a path from one to the other. So you trap all those places along the way to slow them down, and that's what you want to do. Because the other option, if I don't do this, then they're going to go from one to the other and nothing's going to be trapped, and I'm going to try to get ahead of them. Or I may, after that exorcism, after the first one, I may start on the opposite side of the map, in which case I can't trap it and they've just got a free pass. So I put my second level in traps there. Normally now I would put that in basic portals, but you know, in this game, this was how I did it. So I think my thought process here was I'm going to go ahead and trap around the second objective too. Now, this is key right here, because if you notice, I want to pause here actually. If you notice that they, number one, they activated one of my traps, which shows that they were where I was and whenever I was setting all those. And that's the value of kind of setting those traps, especially at the start, because if they trip one, you know where to go. Number two, they're already terrified. So that shows me on the mini map, if you could see up there kind of at north, just northwest a little bit, I know exactly where they are. Now I'm not going to bother with the objective anymore because I want to go straight for them. That's going to help me level up faster. I'm going to kind of get that snowball rolling, because that's what you want to do. You want to be as high level as possible, especially whenever they get to the end game, because your basic portals are stronger, your elite portals are stronger. You have the boss. You can summon the boss in multiple times by the time they get to the pages or the dagger or even the dark ones. And that's going to be for another video. I'm going to say summon your boss whenever you can, just to wear them out and do as much damage as possible. So let's keep going from here.
Piece of the map. Are you toying with them?
They've gotten one piece at this point. Not too worried about it, because if I can find them by the time the first piece comes, I'm okay with that. It's whenever they found 3 and I still haven't seen them yet that's a problem.
The living have discovered another fragment of
Now I want to stop here this is where the match is become a bit more challenging, because if you could see, there is another survivor to the northeast. There's also at least 2 to the north. So I know they've split up. So there's a choice to make here. Do I go for the ones that I know are closer, but there's a group, or do I break off and go for the one who might be by himself? I'm not totally sure.
Bleed them dry.
So I'm going to go for the group here just because they're closer. They're both terrified at this point, so I can possess them. I don't have any points in possession, though, so it's not going to be hugely... That was a mistake on my end to possess a tree. You'll notice I instantly stopped it. I'm going to possess her, which is also a mistake. Oh, she does have a gun here, so I'm going to use that. 2 options you have when using those guns. Number 1 is to I'm going to use Demon Dash here to build up some of my energy again. And then I'm almost out of energy, so I need to go get some. I'm going to start getting my my infernal energy. I believe that's what it's called, the first upgrade, so I can build up my pool. It's kind of an economy upgrade, just because that will serve me well later. I have enough now. I can possess a basic unit. Basic units are good because you can usually take a survivor one-on-one with a basic unit. So if you can single them out, you definitely want to. You notice this survivor is not even trying, which is good. That's good for me. Okay. Perfect here, because you notice I want to stop here and we'll talk about what's going on. So you can only see 1 survivor in the vicinity right south of where we are. I've knocked this 1 survivor down. They're bleeding out, which gave me a level. I've put 1 in elite portals. I've got the 1 in basic portals. I've also got the first infernal energy upgrade. So this kind of turned the tables in my favor just a little bit, not hugely, because they've already got 2 pieces of the map. So we'll see kind of what happens from here. How do they react? Normally what I would do in this situation is I would stay on top of that survivor, especially if I only see 1, because I can take the other one out now. And I don't know if that's considered bad, like if that's camping or not. So I put the 3rd point into traps. Build up some more energy. Okay, so there's a couple of basic ones, so I'm going to use that basic one to get this one. She's going to set down her healing, but she doesn't stand in it. Okay, so we'll stop right here. Notice that both of the survivors are coming back. Now, that's another good strategy as a demon that you can do. If you notice a group is going and getting all of the objectives, if you can down a survivor, that will usually draw them back to you. So that will take them off those objectives. You can start the battle there. You can build up some levels. That slows them down. It also causes them to use more items. So it works out in your favor if you can kind of camp that body and kind of control the match on your own. So I'm gonna hope that I can get this one down as well before they get here. And she drinks a cola, which is going to help. I've got plenty of energy to kind of keep this up. Now I'm gonna go over here. If I can down this person a second time, that just gives me more threat level. Couldn't do it. They got me. Let's put another point into elite portals. Grab some more energy. We're going to come right back. All 4 of them are together now, which makes it a little bit more complicated for me. Set the tree trap. Unfortunately, they didn't go for it. I'll take Henry. Start shooting. 2 things that does well. Use my Demon Dash to hopefully get something missed. No energy at this point, which is not good. So my assumption is they're going into the houses now to try to stock back up. They've used some of their colas, amulets, and things like that. So at this point, I don't remember. I don't think the map fragment is here. So it's just kind of resetting on both ends at this point. You know, I'm trying to get this area reset. They're trying to get reset with some more colas. All that good stuff. So I'm gonna build up some energy, see if I can trap around here, just cause as much damage as I can. Another thing I've noticed that with Necromancer that I always forget is to use the Flautist. I don't use it enough when I should. This would be a really good time to use it. I don't think I ever did, though. There we go, another down. That gave me instantly another level. Put a point in the boss at this point, so I'm level 10, so now I have access to the boss ability. Now, I don't have a problem. Oh, also I noticed they've gotten the third map piece, so this becomes an objective time at this point. I think the Ash, I believe, is going out on their own to get the map pieces, which just leaves 3 here. Which is fine. I'm not too worried about it at this point. Then again, you could say I'm only level 10. They're already at the objectives. Trap that chest just in case they go for it. Now, the Ash could be going for the objective, which would be smart in a way, but also not. Is there 3? I can't see if... No, that... Yes, all 4 are here, actually. I'm mistaken. But what I want to say is every once in a while you'll see that. You'll see one of them break off and go for the objective while you're busy with the others. In that situation, what I would normally do is break off and go for that one to see if I can down them, because that would be big if you can down them by themselves at the objective. Whenever you've got max energy, you know, you can really get going on the 3 that come to save them. Have to get some more energy. I'm out again. Only level 12 at this point, and they are still kind of in good shape at this point, I would say. I noticed, though, that they're not that strong compared to other survivor groups in terms of stopping my summons and things like that. I'm going to take this elite. I really do like the... I like these skeleton elites just because it seems like their attacks, they're harder to time for survivors, especially if you go light, heavy. They delay on that heavy attack, and it seems like a lot of times survivors will mistime that. Okay, just hit level 13. Got 2 people terrified now. I will always put a point into the boss if I can. Always. I don't know what time I wouldn't. Now, notice one of the survivors has gone down to the objective. So I'm gonna beeline it down there, trap along the way to try to slow him down. They haven't activated it yet. If they had, I would have jumped on him. That's that one I trapped earlier. If you remember at the beginning of the match. Boss comes in now. I didn't have enough energy to summon everything. I don't know why I swung there. Doesn't make sense. Now they are going to do it.
The lost pages of the Necronomicon have now been found. Consume the humans before they harness the book's power.
So now just concentrate on one. You notice they're hitting me, but they're not doing a whole lot of damage. Well, now they are. Let's summon in some more skeletons. She's gonna heal. Now notice, ooh, I almost had her there. Almost. And that's the whole point, to try to get it down. So let's go for this. I'm gonna go for her. I'm gonna ignore the others, because I know she's used a cola at this point. I don't know how many more she has, but I know she's used them. This is a bad swing on my end. Okay, they're able to stop that. Start summoning in. You got to. Do what you can. Now, see, this is where me not using the flautist, which I did there. I was going to say this is where me not using it has been a downfall of mine. Okay, she's just about down. And she's dodging everything. Coming in. Just get it. I shouldn't have turned there. I did get her down, which was good. Or one of my guys got her down, which gives me levels, which I desperately need. In hindsight, I could have trapped that before I summoned in, or before I possessed this skeleton. In my opinion here, one thing to note is they're doing a really good job with their fear levels, because I haven't really had the chance to possess yet. Now, I'm possessing my units as much as humanly possible. I've got 2 almost down there. The pages are almost done too, which is going to give that reset opportunity to them. Yeah. Now, going back to what we were talking about, I've trapped some of the route along the way, because now they have to go from one objective to the next. Another point in the boss, couple points in elites, because I do like the skeleton elites. I can't say that enough. Now, I'm going for them. I'm not necessarily going for the objective. I think that's one mistake that people make, is that they go for the objective to get it ready. Normally, I'll go for them wherever they are, to wear them out before they get to the objective. I want them to have all their colas, amulets, everything used up by the time they see me. Or by the time they get to the objective, rather. Misspoke there. I would summon in my boss, but I don't have enough energy. There. Just get as much damage as you can. I'm hoping for a down here, and I'm thinking it's close unless they just get me. She, yeah, there we go. I can get her before. Come on now. One more hit. Come on now. You'll notice I will precision focus. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Maybe. That's it. One hit. There. Okay, so we got I think either 1 or 2 levels there. Do as much damage to this one as I can. This is good for me. This is very good for me. And I don't see anyone else around. Miss that demon dash. That's a big deal. You never want to miss that. Couple people are at least, I think the 2 are coming from the southeast, but they're not really close. Is that another trap? Gotta get them. Have to get them. This stops the entire flow of the match. Because if you think, and I want to stop here because I want to explain it. If you think if I had gone straight to the dagger and just gotten ready, they would have been able to, number one, heal up. She's got the healing. Cheryl's got the healing ability. They would have been able to find some amulets, maybe find some better weapons, and then make their way to where I was waiting. The fact that I went straight for them allowed me to, number one, get it down, number two, almost get it down. I don't know how many colas and amulets they've used at this point, but it has weakened them significantly going into the end game. I'm just trying to use up the ammo, and let's get some damage in. Remember, I haven't put a lot of points into possession, which would have been very helpful. Put a point in the boss, elites all the way up now. Very good. This is turning out to be a very good match so far. Get him. No good, because not enough points in possession. But you notice I haven't really had the chance to use it a whole lot. We're not at the objective yet either. So it's a slowdown game. Now that I've gotten elite all the way up, I'm going to start taking basic all the way up. That way all of my skeletons are as strong as they could possibly be. I see that that person, and I don't know why I'm worried about the possession here. Just as a slowdown, maybe. I should just, with the necromancer, I should probably ignore possessions a little bit more. With the puppeteer, it's a totally different story because I have all of the possession upgrades on the puppeteer. It's monstrous whenever you can summon in, because they don't, you don't take a lot of damage, you deal a ton of damage, and it's good stuff. Let's trap that chest just in case they see it. This was maybe a mistake on my part because they didn't take the route I was trapping. Now I'm going to go ahead of them and trap. Try to use Demon Dash here. Probably unsuccessfully if it's any indication. Good. Now, summon in some stuff. Get that boss in there. Yes. You saw me jamming that, God damn. They took out the boss quick here with all these upgrades. Which is fine. They're going to have to use colas here. Get my level 0 possession that lasts 4 seconds. That's fine, though. The more damage I'm doing, the more items they're having to use. It's okay. Kind of worried because of how quickly they were able to take out the boss, because the boss is max, so if they just swarm the boss, it's going to be a problem. Now they're still busy. I'm going to do it again like a dummy. Yeah, with level 1. Hindsight's 20/20 in that situation. Okay, so the battle for the dagger now. Get that max level, man. That's so much more valuable than a possession, because he doesn't suffer nearly as much balance damage. Do that strong attack, light, heavy. That's my comfort zone right there. Okay, they got it. That's fine. Summon in some more. Let's keep the pressure going. Let's keep the pressure going. Now, hang on. Want to stop here. Bug, if you notice, because they killed, and this is known bug, they killed the possession as I was possessing them, so I totally lost my ability bar at the bottom. I couldn't do anything. I believe you could still place traps, but that's it. The only way I figured out around this, and I mentioned it on the Discord, and they said that was interesting. Some of the people did because they didn't know. The only way to get that back is to summon in the boss. So I'm slamming on the keyboard because I play on PC with a controller. I didn't know what button it was to summon in the boss. I didn't even know if I had the boss ability ready. So I am slamming on the keyboard at this point to try to get this boss summoned, but I couldn't cast anything. So you see the map come up, you see me notice he's going back and forth, notice the menu comes up. I don't know. And I think he's on cooldown. So this, and press a button to summon the flautist. Let's get a trap. I'm panicked because the match was going pretty good. Just sit there for a second, smash buttons. I just have to pray. I have to pray the boss comes off cooldown. I think I gave up at this point a little bit because I saw that the dagger was close to done. There we go. Summon him in. They're all busy. And this is the strength of the necromancer is overwhelming numbers, and then buffing your numbers. I tried to grab, and he was busy. She's almost down. Good, excellent. If I could get her, she was able to cola. What? Man, she was so close there. I got into it. I was watching that and I started to get into it. That's why I wouldn't say anything. But it was kind of the basic, down somebody. Because if you down somebody, that takes them out. Now, basics all the way up, so all of my skeletons are at max level. Starting to throw points into possession. Demon Vision is my last thing. I'm going for them, just like we had talked about earlier. I'm not going for the dark ones. Slow them down. Because just think, if you can... there they are. Yeah. Because just think, if I can do enough damage that they've used all of their colas, all of their amulets, all of their ranged ammo, then that will, by the time they get to the dark ones, I'll have the upper hand at that point, because they won't be able to heal, with the exception of Cheryl's healing. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I think what it was, I thought they were going to come that direction, then I realized they were north of my position. Start summoning in around her. He's trying to go on ahead, so I'm going to try to catch up to her. I'll have a whole lot of energy there, so. She's doing the smart thing, going back to the group. I unsummoned him so I could follow her and miss with the demon dash. That was, I meant to do that because I like a 2-minute cooldown with nothing to show for it. Just start summon, man. Summon, possess. Well, that possession was terrible because I only had like 30 energy left. But I'm trying to think of a way to make myself sound good. Slows him down. Just make him use that cola. By himself. Summon in with 4 energy. Great idea. Great idea. Great play on my part there. I think there's a little reason to be worried here at this point. Even though I'm pretty high level, they've got this this barn here that they are going to they're going to use to get items. Let's trap around it. Again, late game slowdown. That's all you can do. It's literally all you can do. And then hope to get some downs, hope to level up a little bit. Another bad summon, I think, on my end. But then again, if she has to use a cola because of that poor summon, all the better. Because in my opinion, and what I've started to think, and I think it's a good line of thinking, they have a finite amount of healing resources, with the exception of Cheryl. So if they use them all, that's good for me. She's going to be a little bit stronger because I've got my possession up a little bit.
I love watching you bleed.
Even if I miss, I'm using her ammo. And she has a legendary gun. Yeah, there we go. Try to get some demon dash energy. Summon in the boss. Oh no. Well, I don't know why I didn't there. Get that, get it. Perfect. I still have quite a bit of energy, so I can do a little bit. I can get a little bit more in. Stay on the person that's trying to revive, if you can. I mean, I guess that kind of goes without saying. I don't know why I am why I'm saying what doesn't need to be said. Keep trapping. Notice here the storm is coming in, which use that to your advantage. And this is the value in a slowdown. And I don't know, for those of you who have been playing and never seen this, or are just a watcher of the game, you notice there's that red ring that starts to close in. If the survivors stay in that ring, that really damages them, to the point where it can kill them, and then nobody can do anything about it because you can't go out there and revive. It's far more damaging than in some of the other like battle royale games. So if you can stop them. I've had multiple matches that have been either won or partially won by that ring. So that's the thought process at this point. Even if you have to possess them, turn around and run into that ring, do it. Slow them. Somebody's bleeding out now at this point. I don't know what it was from because it wasn't me that did it. See, exactly. Let's get him in that ring. Now, I think that's Henry, right? Yeah, Henry's bleeding out. They can't help him. So they're down to 3. Helps me quite a bit at this point. Now, somebody's bleeding out there, which is perfect. I don't think I saw it, or else I would not have gone for that. I would have gone straight at him. Only 2 left. They can't res either of the 2 that are left. Or 2 that are dead, rather. She's almost done. Great. There's only 1 person left. I think this is where I totally jack it up at this point. Boss is off cooldown. Summon in. Do what I can. See, I should have gotten out ahead or stayed on the body. But then again, you stay on the body and can't do a whole lot. See, she was dodging and dodging and dodging. Just grab her. She can't dodge. And then also, if you can delay your attacks, get close but don't attack, they'll dodge instinctively and start using up that stamina. She is very good at dodging attacks, by the way. Perfect. Almost over. Almost over. Awesome. There you go. So, pretty good match on my end there. And on their end, they were able to get down to the last second. But what I wanted to show you was the fact that even whenever a match kind of gets out of your hands in the mid game, the early game was strong on my end. The mid game, I think they kind of took off, and then in that late game, I was able to slow them down enough, and I think that's the key. Keep them going as slow as possible and fight for every single inch, like in pro football. You want to make them fight for it. Don't go ahead and give them all of that ground toward the objective. If you can get them in that ring, perfect. And also by the end or by the objective or by wherever, you always want as few survivors as possible, because 3 is a lot different than 4 and 2 is a lot different than 3. So that'll give you the extra oomph you need to take out the rest. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll do more of these matches, win or lose. We can talk about them. You can give me your advice. I'll give you my advice. We'll do some of each once I get the puppeteer. Well, I've already gotten the puppeteer up to 45, but once I get the warlord up to 45, I would like to play some matches with them and kind of compare the warlord to the others. So far, I don't think is strong, but we'll see what happens whenever I get there. So thank you guys. Remember to like, subscribe, all that stuff. Add me on Evil Dead if you want to. We can play together and we can chat there. You can see my name up there at the top. So without further ado, I keep saying without further ado, I gotta come up with something else. I don't know what, but anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. And catch me live on YouTube whenever I get to it, because my schedule is so cattywampus. Trying to go to the gym more, and it's just, yeah. So anyway, Thank you.